If you watch this video till the end, you are going to qualify the UPSC mains examination 2026. Guys, if you have been preparing for the UPSC examination for last 1 or 2 years, you may have already come across examples of many successful candidates who struggled with the prelims stage of the exam, but once they cracked the prelims stage, they easily cracked the mains examination, and few went on to top the UPSC examination. Imagine a candidate who is struggling with the prelim stage goes on to top the civil service examination. How does it happen? The reason is, compared to the prelims examination of the UPSC, which is very unpredictable, dynamic, and tough, mains exam is very easy if you really understand the demand of the mains examination. Guys, trust me, I have taken the mains examination 6 times and I have cracked the mains examination 4 times. You can see some of my scorecards. I have decent score in the mains examination. Particularly, guys, if you see my GS and SA score, they are really very good. So today I'm going to show you that UPSC mains examination is very easy, and I'm going to start one prediction series known as mains 360 prediction. If you use this series, then you can easily manage the mains examination. So first of all, why is mains so easy compared to the prelims exam? The reason is, if you see the mains questions, if you see the mains question, most of the mains questions are very predictable. Today I'm going to show you. Second is, guys, the syllabus of mains is defined. Okay, it's not like prelims that UPSC can ask anything what comes to its mind. Mains, if you see, they are sticking to the syllabus topics. If you do the syllabus topics properly, and if you do the preparation the manner I'm going to show you in this video, then guys, I can tell you, out of 20 questions in all GS paper, you can easily predict 15 questions. And I'm able to do lot of predictions in the mains examination in the last couple of years. Today I'm going to make one prediction for 2026 mains examination. So if you are preparing for 2026, watch this video till the end. You are going to get a gift from me, which is one question I'm going to predict in General Studies paper 3. Guys, I have invented a 360-degree prediction approach which you can use in your mains preparation. How you have to use it? Let me start the session. Okay, so what I have done is that I have created this template for prediction of mains question. First, what we do is 360-degree topic analysis of the UPSC topics which are given in the GS syllabus. Okay, so we pick one topic. Suppose we pick one topic A, we do 360-degree analysis of the topic. Then we do the PYQ analysis of the same topic. And after that, we do the current affairs linkage of the same topic. Using these three, we predict the questions for mains 2026. Today, I'm going to demonstrate this using one GS3 topic, IPR. Why I'm taking IPR, I'll tell you just in some time. Okay, so let us try to start the session with a 360-degree analysis of the IPR topic. Okay, so this is intellectual property rights. This is directly given in your syllabus. So first, what we have to do is a 360-degree analysis of the topic. So you can see here, first thing what we need to know about IPR is what is IPR. Next, what are the different types of IPR? What is the significance of IPR? What are the legal, okay, provisions of IPR? What are the acts? Patent Act, Copyright Act, Trademark Act, GI Act, Plant Varieties Act, then Biodiversity Act, then IPR health and medicine aspect, IPR agriculture aspect, IPR cultural aspect, IPR and biopiracy, IPR and artificial intelligence, copyright. These days, there is a lot of controversy regarding artificial intelligence and copyright. And last but not the least is policy and initiatives related to IPR. These are the dimensions you need to prepare. Okay, these are the dimensions you need to prepare. Okay, one thing what I am seeing, lot of aspirants are getting misguided these days. Okay, there is a trend among UPSC aspirants that if they only prepare the PYQ, they are done with the mains preparation. Guys, this is really faulty. Why this is faulty? Because I'll show you through this topic why this approach is very faulty. If you are just doing the PYQ. Many people are wasting a lot of precious time in making PYQ notes. Okay, they think that PYQ notes is more than enough for the topic. Today you will understand why that approach is faulty. And guys, I can tell you, if you apply this method of study, guys, you are going to be rank 1 next year. You are going to be rank 1 next year, and this is not a hyperbole. This is not an exaggeration. This is a reality. You can be a topper next year if you study like this, because I am not leaving any aspect of the topic. You can see yourself how I have done a 360-degree analysis of this topic, and today I'm going to make a prediction using this only. So once we do the 360-degree analysis of the topic, which is what is IPR, what are the different types of IPR, what is the significance of IPR, what are the legal provisions of IPR, what are health and medicine issues of IPR, what is IPR and agriculture, IPR and cultural, IPR and biopiracy, IPR and AI, and IPR and policy initiative. Then we need to prepare notes on them. So guys, in my mains master notes, general studies paper 3 part 2, you can see I have already covered IPR very in depth. You can see here IPR. Okay, you can see page number 56 to 73. You can see what is intellectual property right, types of intellectual property right, why IPR is important. Then you can see WIPO. Then you can see this plants treaty. Then you can see intellectual property system in India, IPR policy. Okay, then you can see this medicine case, compulsory letting, patenting. Okay, so lot of issues I have already covered in the notes. So you need not prepare this. If you have this mains master notes, then all these dimensions I have already covered in my notes. Okay, so you can just read this note, but if you do this 360-degree analysis, it will be really very helpful for you. I have done 360-degree analysis of each and every topic of UPSC main syllabus, and then only I have prepared this mains master notes. So if you have this mains master notes, this first stage is easily done for you. Okay, you don't need to go through this 360 analysis of each and every topic, because you do not have the knowledge, you do not have the experience, you do not know the various dimensions of the topic. Do not just stick to PYQ dimensions, guys. PYQ dimensions have already come in the exam. There will be many dimensions of the topic which UPSC has not yet asked, and UPSC will ask in the coming years. So if you just stick to the PYQs, you will miss out very important dimension. And today I'm going to show you. So after we do the 360-degree analysis and we prepare the notes, then what we have to do? We have to do the PYQ analysis. You can see here I have listed all the PYQs which have come on IPR General Studies paper 3. You can see starting from 2013, then 2014, then 2015, then 2019, then 2024. These were the questions which have come on IPR. Then what we have to do is PYQ analysis. This is the PYQ analysis which I have done. Is I have written down the question, then I have written, is this a current affairs question or is it a static question, and then why this question was asked that year itself, why in 2013 only this question was asked, why. So let us read the question, guys. Bringing out circumstances in 2005 which forced the amendment to section 3D of the Indian Patent Act, discuss how it was utilized by Supreme Court in its judgment in rejecting Novartis application of patent for Glivec. Glivec is a medicine. Discuss briefly pros and cons of the decision. You can see, guys, in 2013, this is a newspaper clipping of 2013. You can see that year Supreme Court passed a judgment on Glivec. This is a very important judgment which is on the IPR, particularly section 3D of the Patent Act. And you see directly that year question was asked on section 3D of the Indian Patent Act. So first thing what UPSC question setters are doing is that if there is a big development on that topic, UPSC is directly picking that topic and UPSC is asking a direct question. Direct question, current affairs. Okay, there was a question in 2013. Next, you can see question in 2014. You can see, in a globalized world, intellectual property rights assume significance and a source of litigation broadly distinguished between copyright, patents, and trade secrets. This was a static question, Basically, this was a question on what are the types of IPR. You see, I have told you now all questions will come from this 360-degree analysis. No question can come out of this. See, first question in 2013 they have asked health and medicine, section 3D. Okay, the patenting of medicine, Glivec. This is 2013 and this is 2014, where they have asked types of IPR and differentiate between the types of IPR. You can see this question. Why now 2014? You will ask why in 2014 they have asked a question which is simple static question, differentiate between copyright, patent and trade secret, because you can see here in 1994 and 2014 you can see 20 years of TRIPS agreement. Guys, this is a popular theme in UPSC examination. Whenever there is 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, 50 years, 100 years anniversary, definitely a question will come on the topic. Guys, in 2014, we were observing 20 years of TRIPS agreement. Guys, TRIPS is trade related aspect of intellectual property right, which is a WTO agreement which was adopted in April 15, 1994. So exactly 20 years after, UPSC asked a simple question about the different types of IPR, copyright, patent and trade secret. Okay. Next, you can see in 2015 they have asked question India's traditional knowledge digital library, which was a database containing formatting information of 2 million medicinal formulations, proving a powerful weapon against countries fight against erroneous patents. Discuss pros and cons of making the database publicly available under open source licensing. You can see, guys, why in 2015 they had asked a question on TKDL. The reason was, you can see this current affairs, guys. In 2015, guys, you know what happened was Government of India may launched yoga. Okay, International Day of Yoga. Okay, International Day of Yoga at the United Nations. Once it was launched, so Government of India, particularly the TKDL is a CSIR initiative. Okay, they started, you can see here, they started moving against foreign MNCs and individuals to get patent and trademark on ancient yoga technique and yoga asanas. Okay, so what was happening was, once this International Yoga Day started, so lot of individuals and lot of multinational companies, they started patenting our yoga asanas. So the TKDL initiative basically was to stop this, fight against the erroneous patent, because this is yoga is something which is our traditional knowledge. Yoga is something which is India's traditional knowledge. Our rishis, our saints, through ages they have practiced yoga, they have invented yoga, and now these Western companies were patenting yoga asanas. So TKDL, which is a Government of India initiative, which is a CSIR initiative, which basically what they do is that they document all the traditional knowledge in India so that it cannot be patented by foreign companies. So this initiative was in news in 2015 in context of the yoga asanas. You can see here. You can see here, guys, this was in news and this was asked in 2015. Next, you can see 2019. How the Government of India is protecting traditional knowledge of medicine from patenting by pharmaceutical company. You can see 2015 question and 2019 questions. Both are similar in nature. Here they have used the word TKDL and they have asked what are the pros and cons of TKDL. Here they have not used the word TKDL. They have just asked how government is protecting the traditional knowledge from pharma companies. Why this year 2019 this question? Because you can see in 2018 Government of India was organizing a meeting on biopiracy in Geneva. India to organize a meet on biopiracy in Geneva. So this is topic nothing but biopiracy. This topic is nothing but biopiracy. You can see now, again, when we go to the topic analysis, already UPSC has asked two times question on biopiracy. One is 2015 and another is 2019. And the initiatives to prevent biopiracy, which is TKDL. So initiatives also they have asked. Okay, you can see here. Now you see already UPSC has asked question on this, UPSC has asked question on this, UPSC has asked question on this, UPSC has asked question on this. Okay, now let us go forward for next year, which is 2024. They have asked one question. In 2024, the question is, what is the present world scenario of intellectual property rights with respect to life materials? Okay, you can see here life materials. So why UPSC asked a question on life material? Again, you can see this was a current oriented. You can see VPO in 2024. You can see this 2024. Okay, WIPO basically concluded a new treaty to protect genetic resources. So, you know, guys, WIPO is an international organization for IPR. Okay, so this international organization, they passed a treaty to protect the genetic resources. Genetic resources are nothing but life materials. Okay, life materials IPR. You can see here. So this was directly taken from the current affairs. And second part was about commercialization of IPR, which is nothing but significance of IPR. This also UPSC has asked. You can see again. You can see the question are coming on. You can see they have already asked this biodiversity. Okay, they have already asked this biodiversity. Okay, this biogenetic resources. Now you can see UPSC has already asked these questions. So what is left? What is left? Okay, so out of this, if UPSC has to ask another question for 2026, so it can ask question on cultural aspect of IPR, or it can ask question on agriculture aspect of IPR. These are the only two questions which UPSC has not asked. Other questions UPSC has already asked. One more dimension is AI and copyright. AI and copyright, this is again a new dimension which is emerging. This has not been asked by UPSC. So if I can erase this, if I can erase this, so I will get which are the topics which UPSC has still not asked. UPSC has still not asked question on agriculture and AI. UPSC has not asked question on cultural appropriation and IPR, and UPSC has not asked question on artificial intelligence and IPR. Okay, these are the three dimensions which UPSC has not asked. Okay, these are the three dimensions. Now what I will do is I will go to the third stage of analysis. Third stage of analysis is called current affairs analysis. I will see that are these three topics in news. So guys, what I will do is that I have analyzed the last 1 year current affairs, and then I have listed you the topics. Now let us see, guys. So this is the current affairs analysis. You can see, guys, in recent year, which is 2025, Government of India is planning to make amendments to the Plant Variety Act. You can see here the agriculture minister, you can see Shivraj Singh Chauhan says center is going to amend and reform Plants Variety Act. Okay, why is Government of India interested in amending the Plants Variety Act, and why it has created some concerns among the farmers and other activists? Why? Because, guys, you see, Government of India is bringing a new seed bill, a new seed bill. Because Government of India is bringing a new seed bill, so it has to make this Plant Variety Act in harmony with the new seed bill. That is why, guys, since the new seed bill is coming, Government of India is basically planning to amend the Plant Variety Act also. Okay, one more thing, guys, seed bill is important. Why? Because you can see here seed bill is completing 1966. Okay, you can see this, you can see this. So it is completing some 60 years. Okay, so 50 60 years, whenever 50 years 60 years it is getting completed, that topic becomes very very important. So next year either you will get question on seed bill, or they will link these two topic and they will ask you Plant Varieties Act and the seed bill, and they will ask you question what are the salient features and what are the concerns. They'll focus more on the concern. Now you see, this means out of this topic is in news and it is getting repeated. So this question will definitely come in the UPSC mains examination next year. And guys, you know that I have one initiative which is called DPS, where I'm giving you daily 5 questions and I'm discussing these 5 questions. You can see already in my DPS classes, I have discussed 19th of November 2025. Recently only I have discussed this topic in my DPS session. Again, you can see November, I have discussed this question 2 times in my DPS classes. You can see Government of India is planning to amend the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Rights Act. What are these amendments and why are farmers concerned? Again, you can see question, discuss the feature of the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Act. You can see how in my DPS classes, these are the exact dates where I have taken these DPS classes. You can see here every day I'm taking one video class. In that video class I'm discussing 5 answers daily. I'm giving you answer writing template, I'm giving you the content, I'm giving you the concept also behind, because it's a video class. So guys, many of you are blindly writing answers. Guys, rather than blindly writing answers, here you are getting predicted questions, and here you are getting the predicted question discussed by someone who has already cracked the four mains. Okay, so my experience, what needs to be done in the mains examination to crack the mains examination is unparalleled. Very few people in this entire country will have this kind of experience of cracking the mains examination four times, who are conducting daily mains classes. I'm conducting daily mains classes. If you attend these daily mains classes, you can easily score 450 in GS mains. Okay, because I'm giving you important questions. You see the logic. I'm also, if you go and see the 19th of November DPS, you will see this question I have already discussed. Okay, so first, okay, this question is guaranteed next year. One question I have given you. So I'm just writing how many predictions I'm giving you. One prediction I have given you. Now you see second prediction. You see, as I told you, that because of artificial intelligence, there is controversy between AI and copyright. Okay, there are a lot of issues, copyright issues in generative AI. Okay, so these are, okay, legal dimensions, legal aspects are there, and many companies, big companies like Google, okay, OpenAI, okay, they are basically, they have some, okay, copyright issues. Okay, so this is another dimension. And third dimension is, guys, GI tax, okay, which is cultural heritage. How to protect our cultural heritage? You know, guys, there was a big controversy regarding Prada and Kolhapuri chappals. People from Kolhapur, okay, they or anyone from Maharashtra, they know what is Kolhapuri. It's very, very important, guys, very, very important, Kolhapuri GI tag. So there was a huge controversy where Prada tried to basically copy the Kolhapuri chappals, okay, GI tags, without giving them, okay, credit, without giving them credit. So there was an issue of cultural misappropriation. Okay, how GI tags help in cultural misappropriation? You can see again, you can see here how one more aspect is also in news. So cultural, okay, aspect of IPR, which is GI tags, is in news. So this can also come, and this also can come. You see, all these three are in current affairs. So these three questions can be predicted. These three aspects can be predicted for the UPSC mains examination 2026. You see how I'm predicting. Okay, so this you will get these questions I'm discussing in my DPS classes. If you want this kind of analysis for entire GS paper, do let me know. Okay, but let me tell you, in my DPS classes, I'm only discussing important predicted questions. If you attend my DPS classes, you will get all the important predicted question. So like this, you have to do the topic analysis, the PYQ analysis of each and every topic. This is the topic analysis. Okay, let me just sum up. This is a 360-degree topic analysis. After that, you need to prepare notes. So if you take my mains master notes, first two stage you are easily able to do, because you are getting ready made. You don't have to do it. I have done it. I have more experience than you. I have more knowledge than you. I have more expertise than you. Trust on my expertise, use this, and you can easily prepare the first stage, which is the 360-degree analysis. This is my Telegram ID. You can contact me. Do not call me, because I'm getting a lot of calls. Please do Telegram. I'll send you the link. Go through the samples and join it immediately. Okay. Next, guys, you can see you have to do is PYQ analysis. PYQ analysis, guys, I am doing on each and every topic. I know which topic has come. Why I know? Okay, many people say, sir, how you are able to do? I will also be able to do. Guys, I am saying that I will be able to do because I have myself written this exam. I cleared 2013 mains examination. Okay, so that's why I'm getting a lot of experience. I have, you can trust my experience. This kind of PYQ analysis you will not be able to do. So you will be wasting your time if you're doing this PYQ analysis. I'm doing the PYQ analysis, and just for mains, I'm telling you, just prepare my predicted questions. If you just prepare my predicted questions, you will easily crack the mains examination. And read my mains master notes. Many candidates, they are wasting a lot of time in their mains making notes making. Do not make your own notes. You are wasting your time. Focus on prelims, crack prelims, because prelims is becoming very, very unpredictable. Many good students are failing in the prelim stage only. For mains, just come to this 1 hour class and you are good to go. Guys, if you like this video, do consider sharing this video with your friends. Thank you, guys. Bye bye and take care.